Welcome back, guys. We have new leaks for the December pack, which should be due in about 14 days. So in about 14 days, we should receive the new pack, the December pack. And as I already predicted, as I already thought, we will get the Manaudum archetype, which is basically the last archetype in the Visas Starfrost lore. So we had the Telements archetype, we had Kashtira, we had Scareclaw, not in that order, but in a different one. But that's basically the thing. Now we are getting a Manaudum, which is the last one, which is basically the story is quite interesting. It plays in the mind of Visa Starfrost, so that's why you can see cards like the Torrid or the Meek, where you can see these little like water drops that hang off trees, and you can see in the Torrid, I don't want to go into too deep into this, don't you worry, but in Torrid you can see this tower, this red tower, which represents Kashtira, which this is the Scareclaw planet, and this is the Telements planet. But yeah, you can go watch yourself on YouTube the lore, which is quite interesting, as I said. But yeah, we will get the Manaudum cards. Obviously, we won't get the ones that have just released like the Trishukta, or we will probably not get the Trishukta, though we don't quite know. There's also the Visas Samsara, which is basically an additional Visas Starfrost, which Visas is really important in this deck, but we will look at the deck list in a moment. So Manaudum, what does this deck want to accomplish? It's basically a synchro-based deck that works with the Manaudum Ryom Heart and also the Visas Starfrost, and also their new field spell, Peaceful Planet Calarium. They are also getting a planet like all the other Visas lore archetypes here. No big surprise there. And will we get this at 1? We don't know. But at this moment, I think that we could get the Manaudum archetype unbanished, so no limitations on it, because it's definitely not as strong as was Telements and is Kashtira. So Kashtira in its full power form, that is. So this one is definitely weaker, especially because we have Maxi here, and this is a very combo heavy deck. So you are doing a lot of deep combos, which end on quite strong synchro based boards. So we can look at a deck list, and then we will go over some cards in a moment. We can see here from a YCS, I think it was Santa Cruz, you can see a Manaudum deck list, and you can see there are some hand traps in here, Effect Veiler, Drone Lockbird, and Ash Blossom. Obviously, we would have Maxi in here. Then you are playing a Reichard as an extender, because Reichard can also search you Scareclaw Arrival, which is also an extender that can also resummon your Visas Starfrost, which it's quite important because the guy is a level 6 tuner, and that you can use together with your level 4s and also the Manaudum Meek, which you can also make level 4 to then go into big monsters like your Baron or your Chaos Angel, the Bestial Desparter, which I think we will get in the next update, which is quite strong, and then also cards like the Crimson Dragon, which I'm not quite sure whether we will get this. I hope we will get the Visas Amritara, because this is cool. This can search you the Counter Trap, the Manaudum Reframing. What you don't see in this list, but what is normally played with Manaudum is, or you can play it in the TCG at least, is the King Calamity lock. So this one is possible with the deck. Obviously, we don't have Calamity anymore in Master Duel. It's forbidden, so that's quite nice. But yeah, we have a Reichard, and then you play a triple Manaudum Ryom Heart, which is basically like a Telements Rhino Heart. As you can see, the stats are also quite equal. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, you can quick effect. You can target one Manaudum monster you control or one monster you control with 1/5/1, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. And if this is normal or special summon, you can add one Manaudum card from your deck, except Ryom Heart. So this is basically your searcher, which can search you, for example, the Meek, but also your spell cards. And the Meek has the effect that normally you want to summon the Meek, and then you want to destroy the Meek with the Ryom Heart or something else. If you control Visa Starfrost or a monster with 1/5/1, so Ryom Heart, you can special summon this card from your hand, and you can only special summon a Manaudum Meek once per turn this way. Then if this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, so for example by the card effect of Ryom Heart, you can special summon one Manaudum Meek from your deck, and then you can increase its level by 2. So this is a way where you can use the Meek to get a level 4 Meek from the deck and use them as material for further synchro plays. So this is quite a normal combo where you play your Ryom Heart, search with your Ryom Heart, and then you can special your Meek, and for example destroy your Meek with the Visa Starfrost, which is also able to destroy. Then Visas Samsara, we won't get into that now, because I don't think we will get all of that, but Recently, Konami has definitely done that, so we will have to see. Maybe we'll get the Samsara, which is basically additional Visa Starfrost, which this is quite important because the name Visa Starfrost is important for this deck, and Visa's Samsara is also treated as Visa's Starfrost. Then we have the Starfrost, which can also destroy something and then be special summoned. Nothing too special here. We have Fenrir, they are playing triple Fenrir. We have Scareclaw Hush. You can play the Rota for the Realm Heart, the Terraforming for the Peaceful Planet Calarium, obviously. And then we have the Arrival, which you can search with the Reichard, which can resummon a Scareclaw monster, for example, the Reichard, or you can special summon again the Visa Starfrost. I talked about this already. This is quite strong. We are getting the Manaudum Obsession, which target one monster you control, destroy it. So once again, the Meek thing here, keep that in mind. You can destroy this and then summon another Meek from the deck. Destroy it, and if you do, add one Peaceful Planet Calarium from your deck to your hand, or if you control Peaceful Planet Calarium, you can add one Manaudum Spell and Trap instead. You can also banish this from your graveyard and special summon one Visas or one monster with 1/5/1 from your hand. So this is also an option which you can use to summon Visas if you don't have stuff that you can destroy on the board, because you can use each effect of this once per turn, so you can use both of the effects. Then we have Manaudum Imaginings, which is a search card. Reveal one Manaudum monster or one Visas in your hand, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. And you can also banish this card from a graveyard, then target one monster you control with 1/5/1, and then treat it as a tuner. So as you can see, this is not a tuner, so you might want to treat it as a tuner because this level 4 and the Visas Starfrost, okay, in that case, you don't want to do this because this is already a tuner and this is a level 4, but you can use the Starfrost and the Rhyme Heart to go into example for your Baron de Fleur. Then we have the planet Reichphobia, which you can search. You will search both planets throughout your combo. You can make your Reichard go, then take the Reichard, go into the Lightheart, which can search the Reichphobia, or you can start with your Visas, make your Lightheart, then search your Reichphobia, then Reichphobia searches you the Reichard, and then Reichard searches you Arrival. So that's how you generate advantage. And then you have the Peaceful Planet Calarium. When this card is activated, you can add one Manaudum, a monster, or one Visas from the deck to your hand. Nothing special here. Every planet from Visas was able to do this, to add one of the Archetype cards or a Visas Starfrost. And then light monsters you control gain 100 attack for each tuner you control and in your graveyard. This can come up definitely, but also keep in mind that if, for example, you have this on the field and then you play your Rhyme Heart, then Rhyme Heart will have different stats, and then some of the effects will not work anymore. For example, this needs a level 1/5 attack and 2/1 defense monster on the field to be special summoned, and your Realm Heart then has different stats with the Peaceful Planet Calarium. This can be a tricky thing that you have to keep an eye on. Okay, if a face-up tuner you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those monsters, special summon it to the field only once per turn. So, for example, if you destroy your Meek to summon another Meek from the deck, you can then use the Peaceful Planet Calarium to also resummon the Meek you just destroyed. So you are getting 2 Meeks from one Meek destruction. Then we have the Infinite Permanence and then Manaudum Reframing, which is the counter trap when a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated while you control a synchro monster. Negate the activation, then if you have a Visas or a monster with 1/5/1, you can destroy that negated card. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, target up to 3 Manaudum monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them. So this is also like a Poorly Yeep, where you can recycle your resources. And then we have the extra deck here, which have a lot of synchro monsters here. We have the fusion monster Vicious Astrolaut, which is quite important, which will definitely come in the next pack and will probably be an ultra rare. You need 2 of these or maybe 3. Must be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards from your field and or graveyard. So you need Visas and 1 monster with 1/5 and 2/1. So you can use your Manaudum Realm Heart, you can use your Visas. In the future, you will also be able to use the Visas Samsara, because this is also Visas Starfrost and the graveyard. And then you can banish them. You can also use your Scareclaw Reichard, by the way, because this also has 1/5/1. You can banish them from your field or your graveyard and then summon the Visas Astrolaut. So that's quite nice. You can use the resources in the graveyard once you have used them for, I don't know, let's say you have used your Starfrost and your Realm Heart to make a Baron, and then you can reuse them from the grave to make a Vicious. And then Vicious cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is special summoned, you can target one other monster on the field, destroy it, and you do again the attack equal to half of the monster's original attack. So this is also with 3000 attack a nice body to kill your opponent, because it's pretty easy to make. But you can also use this to destroy, for example, your own cards, your meek, to summon again more cards, or you can obviously use this to destroy cards of your opponent. Then we have the Trishukta, which is also a card that we will skip for the moment, because Trishukta and Samsara are the cards that have only recently been added, and I don't think we will get them, but we will have to see. Otherwise we might get this at full power. Then we have obviously the Excel Synchro, which you can use to make, or you have to make this with a level 8 Synchro pile to go into a level 10 afterwards, because this can resummon, for example, your Meek. Then we have a Baron, you have Chaos Angel, we have Bestial Desparter, which we still have to get here. You can target, so you make it with one tuner and one non-tuner dragon monster, level 10. You can target one banished light or dark monster, special summon it to your field. Super strong, because for example, if you make your Vicious Astral out, you have to banish your Visas, and then you can resummon your Visas with your Bestial Desparter and use it for more combo lines. And when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target one banished card, shuffle it into the deck. Then if you shuffled it into your deck, so if you have used one of your banished cards for this effect, destroy that monster. Or if you shuffled it into your opponent's deck, so a card that was banished in your opponent's banished pile, then you can negate the activation. So this will probably also get, because it's definitely time to get the Disparter. Also a card that you will use in Dragon Link. It's a Bestial card, obviously, but you don't need Bestials for it. And then we have the Crimson Dragon, which is a crazy card that enables a lot of like crazy combos. This one was, or is the one that you can use to pretty easy make a King of Calamity, but you can also make use this for different other options. In this deck, you will use this to make the Bestial Desparter, because this needs a Dragon tuner and we don't have one. We can read this Crimson Dragon, level 12, it's a tuner. If this card is special summoned, you can add one spell trap that mentions Crimson Dragon from your deck to your hand. Doesn't matter. Quick effect, this one matters. You can target one level 7 or higher synchro monster on the field except Crimson Dragon. Return this card to the extra monster deck, and if you do, special summon one Dragon synchro monster with the same level from your extra deck. And you can only use blah blah blah. So what you can do here is you can make your Baron de Fleur. You will make your Baron de Fleur in your combo line. If you can, you will make the Baron de Fleur on the 4th summon, so it cannot be Nibiru. You make Baron de Fleur, then you play your Crimson Dragon, targeting your Baron de Fleur, and then you can get this back to the extra deck and then summon your Bestial Desparter, which normally would need a Dragon that we don't have in the deck. And then this is the way you can go into your Bestial Desparter. The rest of the cards are known here. We only have Visas Amritara, which I hope we will get. This was also, I think, so the main core was first wave. Then we got, I think this, correct me if this is wrong in the comments. Then we got the Visas Amritara, and then we got the Samsara and the Trishukta. So Amritara is also a really nice part in the combo. It's pretty easily made because it's only level 8 synchro. You can only use the second and third effect of this card's name once per turn. This card name becomes Visa Starfrost while in the monster zone, so pretty nice here. If this card is synchro summoned, you can add one spell trap that mentions Visa Starfrost from your deck to your hand. Normally you use this to add your counter trap, the reframing, and then during the main phase you can destroy one monster you control. Also for the rest of this turn, all synchro monsters you control will gain 800 attack. So you can use this to push through the rest of the life points, but this is normally only used to get to your reframing, and then normally it's reused in the combo. But I think from an artwork perspective, this is really, really cool. So one thing now that we've talked about what this deck wants to do, and maybe you can think of this, I will show you the deck. I will show you how the deck plays in a few replays in a few days probably. But I just wanted to give you an overview of what this deck does, and you can now think about if you like it. As I already said, I think this will definitely be weaker as it is in the TCG because it's very combo heavy and definitely is not good into Max C. If you play the Kashtira Fenrir, obviously you might be able to get a Kashtira Fenrir out, then get Max Seed, and then you at least have a Fenrir out, or you might be able to go into a Baron with, I don't know, one normal summon of like this guy and then one special summon of maybe a Starfrost, and then go into Baron, so you give him 2 cards. So I don't know. All of that is not too pretty, but I really like the deck. I think it's cool. I like the artwork of the Manaudum cards pretty much, and I also like synchro decks in general. Yeah, one thing I have to say here at this point is that this is quite an expensive deck, as you might already see. This will probably be an expensive deck. We don't know the rarities of the Manaudum cards, but if they will get the same rarities as have gotten different cards that we have gotten in the past, then this will be very expensive because, as you can see, you need at least 2 Visas. Some lists are also playing 3 Visas. This is an ultra rare. You need 2 Rai cards. This is an ultra rare. You include 2 planets. This is an ultra rare. Some lists are also playing 3 Rye cards. Then you need 2 of the light heart, which is also an ultra rare. Vicious will probably be an ultra rare. You need synchro extra deck monsters like these that are ultra rares. So I think this will be quite an expensive deck. Keep that in mind if you want to build it. But we have the pack where you can pull Scareclaw cards from. So if you want to do that, this is the investment you could make into the future with your Scareclaw cards if you wanted to get them, because you need them here in the Manaudum deck. And yeah, here are all the cards in an overview. As you can see, you don't really use the Torrid or the Fearless. You use the Meek, because the Meek's effect to summon other Meeks is the strongest one of these. Everyone has a if this gets destroyed effect, but this is the one that you use that is the strongest. And you can see there are cards like the Break Heart and also the Manaudum Prime Heart, which you don't use. You really don't use them. They are not in a lot of deck lists, but the other ones you will use, and we will get this in the December pack. So let me know in the comments, guys, what you think of these of this deck. Maybe you already know this deck. Do you want to play this? Are you already saving for this? I think the Manaudum will be the main deck that we will get in the December pack. It makes sense. It's a big archetype and finishes the Visas Stavros lore line. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments. Thanks for being here. If you like my kind of content, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, and we will see each other in the next one.